Despite being the heiress of her parents' empire, Anerlisa Muigai went out of her way to demonstrate that she too can create an empire of her own. Now a successful businesswoman, Anerlisa is an inspiration to many. However, she has not been as successful in her love life and won't tolerate those questioning it. Is this a case of a woman can't have it all? I'll find out in Anerlisa Muigai's profile. Anerlisa Muigai needs no introduction. You have heard her name and you probably follow her on social media. She makes the news for good and controversial reasons, but her childhood was far removed from the limelight she enjoys today. Anerlisa Muigai was born on 9 January 1988. She grew up in Kara village in Nova Asia. What you might think, Anerlisa says that she was not brought up with a silver spoon. In an interview with a local station, she disclosed that they didn't have house help at home. She did housework and took care of the house just like most girls. This, she says, cultivated the values of hard work in her. Not every successful business person attended a posh school. She now has the status and wealth that might have you think she got a posh education. Far from it. The Nero Company Limited boss schooled at Father Joseph Baldo in Kinangang. The whereabouts of her secondary education remain unknown, but for her university education, she got in the United Kingdom. There is no denying that Anerlisa Muigai's family is business savvy, and she has proven that she's equal to the task. In fact, she acknowledges that growing up around entrepreneurial parents has shaped the way she conducts her business. Plus, she revealed that she once applied for a marketing job at Karanja Breweries but failed to secure the job due to a lack of experience. Before becoming the boss of the now-known Nero Company, she worked at a fast food joint, McDonald's, in the United Kingdom. Anerlisa planned on taking up a job at IKEA, but her father disapproved and she returned home to work for him. Whilst she might be the heiress to her parents' company, Karanja Breweries, that hasn't stopped Anerlisa Muigai from establishing her own company, Nero Company Limited. She says that having her own company is a way of practicing what she learned from her parents' entrepreneurial journey. Apart from that, Anerlisa says that the need to have quality water and change the taste of Kenyan water, which according to Anerlisa is salty and unappealing, inspired her to launch Executive Still Water and Live Still Water brands under Nero Company Limited. This she did after she flew back to the country from the United Kingdom. One of the things that make her brand stand out is the design of the bottle that Anerlisa came up with. Anerlisa herself, with most water companies using the usual blue-colored rounded bottles, Anerlisa decided to disrupt the trend by opting for something different. Executive Still Water and Live Still Water are packaged in a champagne-designed bottle with a gray and black color scheme. Executive Still Water is the flagship product for Nero Company, which was Anerlisa's main aim. However, due to market demand, Anerlisa moved to make an affordable line of water. This is why Nero Company created the Live Still Water brand. A 1000 ml bottle costs Ksh 47, a 500 ml goes for Ksh 27, and a Live Still Water 18.9 bottle dispenser is Ksh 310. Find the price listings here. If you buy Executive Still Water or Live Still Water, will you notice any difference? So well, take it from Anerlisa herself. First, the seal used in the Executive Still Water is different to the Live Still Water. The quantity of the latter is less compared to the former. Executive Water is packaged in a box while Live Still is on nylon wrapping. Starting a business is one thing, and keeping it going is another. Anerlisa Muigai has had her own fair share of difficulties. Anerlisa says that people assumed that her brand was expensive without knowing the price, while some thought it was alcohol because of its packaging and did not want to be associated with it. However, over time, her brand gained acceptance in the market as clients reached out. Anerlisa says that her first year in business, 2013, was one of the most difficult. She attributed it to the fact that selling a new brand was not easy in a market that was seemingly saturated. However, her business eventually picked up as clients were willing to try out her products. Building a team to work with was another challenge Anerlisa Muigai faced. Finding people who trust in your vision and desire mutual benefit has not been easy, as she found out. She made a loss of a known magnate in a sponsorship deal. It's no secret that Anerlisa Muigai is ambitious. She only predicts grand things for her company. Expanding within the local market is one of her aims. Making different products apart from water is also in her plans, and the big one, taking her brand outside Kenya. Like any other celebrity, Anerlisa Muigai's love affairs have made the internet go wild. The latest relationship talk surrounds her failed marriage to Tanzanian singer Bernard Paul Murenga, popularly known as Ben Paul. Anerlisa Muigai and Ben Paul got married in 2020 in Tanzania in a private wedding. Despite attempts of both parties to keep away the prying eyes of the public, fans still got a glimpse of Anerlisa Muigai's photos as they made rounds on the internet. Is there anything that can't leak to the press or internet these days? As she was in a white mermaid gown, Ben Paul in a white and black broken suit with a few people possibly close family and friends in the background. Anerlisa Muigai and Ben Paul are said to have started dating in 2018. In 2020, the singer proposed to Anerlisa while on holiday at the Sarova White Sands Beach Resort. He stated that the engagement ring cost him about cash 1.1 million. Things were not always cozy between Anerlisa Muigai and Ben Paul. The singer said that trouble between the two can be traced back to September 2020. They were not on speaking terms, and Anerlisa Muigai, through her lawyers, served him with letters of separation. Despite that, the two later resolved their differences and got back together. They seemed to have sailed the tide until another big wave hit on February 2021. Again, just like before, they weren't on speaking terms. This time, their relationship nosedived. Nothing Ben Saul did, if he is to be believed, worked, and so eventually, he filed for divorce less than a year into their marriage. The Tanzanian has since gone public about what transpired between the two. He stated that Anerlisa's insecurities are one of the things that led to their breakup. On her part, Anerlisa also stated that Ben Paul was insecure without going into the details of what really happened. Further, she stated that she doesn't want to be involved in further drama with the Tanzanian singer. Anerlisa Muigai's divorce from Ben Paul has since been finalized after the Nero CEO revealed that she signed all the legal documents. Anerlisa Muigai has been in and out of relationships over the years. In all of them, the public has always had a look into what's happened, and obviously, they've been marred in controversy. Let's look at some of them. Anerlisa Muigai's boyfriend Don was said to be married when they dated. The Nero company's CEO was accused of being a homewrecker on social media by a woman named Nojoki. Anerlisa denied the claims. Anerlisa and Don did not really last long. They eventually went their separate ways. Don later admitted that he had a family. In what is said to be her first ever relationship, the Karanja Brewery's heiress dated one of the hottest television presenters in Muigai. While fans were excited about the pair, the two broke their relationship for unspecified reasons. Stephen Kunga is another man that Anerlisa Muigai has been involved with. Anerlisa Muigai and Stephen Kunga dated for 5 years. At the time, fans were enthralled in their romance as the two displayed their lavish lifestyle for all to see. Anerlisa's engagement was the stuff of dreams. Kunga serenaded Anerlisa as he made his proposal. It was a fairy tale. However, 6 months into their engagement, Anerlisa called it off and walked away. She did not reveal the reason for the breakup, but she threw out a line on her Instagram post where she stated that public relationships don't last. It appears that Anerlisa Muigai might be taken once more. She has been linked with a Nairobi car dealer by the name Melvin Ibrahim. The two have kept their relationship under wraps for a while now, but seems like they are ready to put it out in public. Anerlisa Muigai grew up with her parents and 4 siblings of 2 brothers and a sister. She is the second born. Edward Muigai and James Karanja are Anerlisa Muigai's brothers. Unfortunately, Anerlisa lost her sister Tekra Muigai in 2020. Not much is known about what Anerlisa Muigai's siblings do. The celebrated founder and CEO of Karanja Breweries, Tabitha Karanja, is Anerlisa Muigai's mother. She resembles her in every way possible, and Anerlisa speaks of how proud her mother is of her for what she's managed to achieve. The same sentiments are echoed by Joseph Karanja, Anerlisa Muigai's dad. In an interview with a local station, Anerlisa described him as a man who likes results. It's all about delivery and not just the talk. Unlike his wife and daughter, Joseph Karanja maintains a low-key profile. A rare photo of his was shared by Anerlisa on his 70th birthday. Weight loss is a controversial topic. Whether you chose to lose or maintain weight remains to be a personal choice. Talking about someone's weight is also off limits unless the individual in question is comfortable doing it. One person who is comfortable talking about her weight loss journey is Anerlisa Muigai. She was the talk of the town after she lost up to 60 kilograms from 124 in 2018. In an emotional post on Instagram, Anerlisa Muigai revealed that only 3 clothes fit her. She disliked herself, found it hard to do grooming, and avoided family functions and any talk about her weight. But she turned all that around. According to Anerlisa, eating well, going to the gym, and the use of her app are behind the transformation. Plus, she promised her family she would lose weight in memory of her late sister Tekra Muigai. The change is evident from Anerlisa Muigai's before and after pictures. However, not everyone is convinced about Anerlisa Muigai's weight loss story. Fans have accused her of lying as they suggest that she might have gone under the knife. After all, she has the money to do a liposuction. However, Anerlisa has denied rumors about doing weight loss surgery. She's shut down fans on her social media pages, stating that most make the assumption because they find it hard to keep up with the demands of losing weight. She even has an entire Instagram page, Anerlisa's weight loss platform, where she shares her before and after pictures, types of foods she eats, and advice on how you can lose weight. Despite all this, Anerlisa Muigai's weight loss surgery rumors won't just go away. It's the internet, after all. You can't really beat it, so maybe Anerlisa has to resign herself to that fact. Photos of Anerlisa Muigai's birthday party were all over her Instagram page as the Karanja Brewery's heiress turned 34. It was an all-white affair as Anerlisa and her friends snapped pictures in differently designed white dresses. Anerlisa Muigai also has pictures of her in a flawless blue mermaid dress and another black dress that was seemingly her evening wear. Champagne bottles, desserts, pictures of her family and friends as well as part of the decor are on her egg. This must have been quite the party. Everyone loves baby rumors from their favorite celebrity. This time, Anerlisa Muigai was at the center of pregnancy rumors after a couple of cryptic messages she shared on her Instagram page. This was before her relationship with Tanzanian singer Ben Saul fell apart. At one time, she put a picture holding her bump and captioned it, "How I feel today." In another, she was at Nairobi Hospital. She said, "Not every time you go to the hospital is bad news. God is good is all I can say." In 2021, she has announced that she was ready to start a family, so fans had every reason to believe that Anerlisa Muigai was expectant. You will have to wait longer for any pregnancy news from Anerlisa Muigai. Anerlisa Muigai has expressed her disgust at men who keep sliding to her DDM and asking for her hand. She told off men in a no-nonsense post on Instagram, telling men that she was not free. Plus, Nero stated that these men should focus on building their own wealth and not look for independent women to support them. Well, you might think that wealthy people cannot fall prey to condomship because of the social proof they have. However, that social proof is partly the reason why Anerlisa Muigai got duped. Ben Kanganji, Anerlisa's alleged ex-lover, asked for cash 20 million. The wealthy businesswoman granted her cash 7 million. Ben was to source the rest elsewhere. However, he was unable to find a financier who trusted him, so Anerlisa did the work for him. She borrowed cash 13 million and put two cars, Audi Skivan and Range Rover Evoque, as collateral. Only after the deal was done did Anerlisa realize that something was wrong. She saw Ben Kanganji socialist with a man who was associated with fraud and immediately approached the court to save herself. Kanganji was compelled to refund part of the money. Ben later sued Anerlisa for defamation. He claimed that she ruined his reputation by linking him to Dennis Mwangaka, a car sales businessman. Dennis claimed that Anerlisa defaulted on his cash 19.9 million loans. How many times have you heard this statement from a celebrity? Anerlisa Muigai claims that women are envious of her success and body. The Nero company's CEO lost over 6 gigs, and since that transformation, she has been all over social media flaunting her body and posting about weight loss. Those comments came after she was criticized for wearing a see-through black jumpsuit at an event she attended at Kiza Lounge in 2018. She further questioned why women always hating on other women. Of course, she moves around in some of the best machines that money can buy. Anerlisa Muigai's cars include a Range Rover Velar that features prominently in her Instagram grid. Her dream car, as she described the Range Rover, cost her an estimated cash 12 million. You guessed right, Anerlisa Muigai's house is in one of the posh neighborhoods in town. She lives on Riverside Drive. Anerlisa once gave her fans an inside look into her elegant home. The furniture and all other pieces around the house can only be premium. She is an accomplished businesswoman, and her financial standing only proves that. Anerlisa Muigai's net worth is estimated to be $1 billion. Nero Company was nominated for the EFMAN European Foundational for Quality Management Award. In 2019, Anerlisa Muigai was the only Kenyan named on the Instagram Rich list. She ranked 129 globally. According to the list, she charges $3,400 to promote brands on her Instagram page. In 2018, Anerlisa Muigai was named among the 40 under 40 African business icons by Business Elite's Africa magazines. She was awarded for establishing a successful company and not focusing on her family's wealth. In the same year, Anerlisa Muigai was a runner-up in the Young Entrepreneur Awards in the Female Entrepreneur of the Year category. Anerlisa Muigai is the CEO of Nero Company Limited and heiress of Karanja Breweries. Born on 9 January 1988, Anerlisa Muigai is now 34 years old. Anerlisa Muigai's sister Tekra Muigai died in May 2020. The circumstances surrounding her death are still under investigation. Anerlisa and Ben Paul divorced after irreconcilable differences. Ben Paul said that a couple of things led to the divorce. None of Anerlisa Muigai's relationships has produced any children. Yes, Anerlisa Muigai's divorce from Tanzanian singer Ben Paul was finalized.